European dream is over. They had taken the lead, but a first ever Champions League victory was snatched away.
Devastating, but at least it was an incredible performance.
It's just unfortunate, but it's a stepping stone.
Also tonight, Donald Trump teases a peace deal, then tees off with no further word on the war. The multi-million-pound payout from social media giants to US schools, could it open the floodgates? And emotional scenes in Laos as 4 villagers trapped for 10 days in a flooded cave are finally freed.
This is ITV News with Yasmin Bodalbhai.
Good evening. It's the word that strikes fear into the heart of every English football fan: penalties. And that is what denied Arsenal their first ever European title. It all started so well in Budapest tonight, Arsenal taking the lead almost immediately in the Champions League final, but they couldn't hang on and they lost in the cruelest way. In the end, Paris Saint-Germain retained the trophy and lifted it again, leaving the dreams of Arsenal fans at home and abroad in tatters. Chris Scudder watched as the drama unfolded.
Budapest was forever North London, and the newly proudly have dreamt of. 6 minutes in, Kai Havertz.
It's the first chance of the final!
But this was a final defined by the drama of penalties. PSG got one that was barely disputed. It went to extra time and Arsenal felt they should have got a penalty too. The check and the Gunners were furious. That took us to the penalty shootout, and with nerves shredded to be rescued, down to the 5th and final kick, Gabriel had to score, but he could not.
He's missed it!
Heartbreak for Arsenal, and back at the Emirates, it hurt just as much.
Devastated. Gutted. Absolutely. We won the Prem, son.
We won the league, yeah. So it's the best season we've had. Next season we're going to get everything, the treble next season, yeah.
Become the first team since record winners Real Madrid to win it in successive seasons.
Paris Saint-Germain, Champions League winners in
Chris Scudder, ITV.
Well, Rags Martel was at the match in Budapest, and Rags, there must have been every possible emotion in that stadium tonight.
Yasmin, we've been in Budapest for the last 3 days, and the excitement has just been building and building and building. And when the Gunners scored in there, it was just a cauldron of noise and belief. But 1-0 to the Arsenal was never going to be enough against the attacking might of PSG. They bravely held on to penalties, but it simply wasn't enough. And the fans leave Budapest heartbroken.
We had the momentum, but it looks like we decided to play defensive.
You're too defensive.
I think so.
It's very difficult. It's hard today, to be honest. I believe it until the end.
Best game of football I've seen in my entire life. So, devastating, but at least it was an incredible performance.
It's just unfortunate, but it's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone for the club. We made the final, and I thought we built from there.
Look, it's still been a successful season for Arsenal. Winning that league in 22 years meant so much. And the parade still goes ahead tomorrow in North London, but it's just the one trophy, not the two, disappointingly, for the Gunners. But there's no shame in losing on penalties, and they did come so close, within touching distance, but it simply wasn't to be.
No, OK, Rags in Budapest. Thanks very much. It is well over 24 hours now since Donald Trump bragged that a peace deal with Iran was so close that people on ships in the blockaded Strait of Hormuz could head home. But today there's been not a word from the president about the deal. Sejal Karia is here with more. And Sejal, this is the second weekend in a row that Trump has talked up a deal being imminent and then gone quiet.
Yes, Yasmin, deal or no deal, that has been the central question here for 24 hours. And last night, as you say, President Trump seemed certain. He posted on social media that the US blockade of the Strait of Hormuz would be lifted and that he was heading into the Situation Room for a meeting with his top advisors. He said, and I quote, to make his final determination on Iran. Then we didn't hear from him and we didn't see him until today when he was filmed leaving the White House. But there was no announcement, no indication what, if anything, had been decided. Just a photograph hours later that pictured him on a golf course. Now, his Secretary of War was more forthcoming, speaking at a global security conference in Singapore, trying to explain why his boss had gone quiet.
I had a chance to talk to President Trump this morning. He wanted me to reiterate how patient he is in ensuring that with America undertaking this kind of historic endeavor, any deal will be a good one, a great one, and he's patient in the pursuit of that.
Well, the president has been talking up the prospect of a deal for some weeks now, but so far there's little to show for it.
OK, Sajal, thank you. Well, after Pete Hegseth defended his president in Singapore today, he appeared with our own Defence Secretary John Healey and their Australian counterpart to announce the three countries will be collaborating on developing underwater military drones. It's an extension of the AUKUS Submarine Defence Pact, which has so far not gone very well. Our Asia correspondent Debbie Edward reports from Singapore.
Striding shoulder to shoulder towards a podium flanked by the three flags of the three nations, the defence ministers of the UK, the US and Australia had the stage set for a big announcement.
Together, today we're pleased to announce the first AUKUS Pillar 2 signature project, focused on fielding advanced uncrewed undersea vehicles, or UUVs.
Hey boys, good morning from Australia.
Since it was established during COVID 5 years ago, the Trilateral Pact has failed to deliver on its key promise of providing Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. And it has faced criticism in all three member countries. The UK Defence Secretary said the government will be investing billions more to expand and hasten the production of AUKUS submarines in Barrow and in Derby.
It's a breakthrough that has not been achieved in the AUKUS partnership before now. And for us, AUKUS means new advanced technology, it means the world's most advanced submarines, and it means new jobs.
AUKUS may have had a faltering start, but amid rising tensions in the Asia-Pacific and the very real threat of a conflict erupting in this region, there's a lot riding on the cooperation between allied nations and the military power they can project. Debbie Edward, ITV News, Singapore.
A small group of American schools that sued social media giants claiming they were harming the mental health of pupils has received a £20 million settlement. It's seen as a test case for more than 1,000 other US school districts, but it's probably not a blueprint for the UK. Rachel Younger explains.
Like many UK schools, Ecclesfield in Sheffield tries to protect children from the dangers of social media by limiting pupils' access to their devices. But teachers in a district of Kentucky took on the tech giants instead, willing millions to spend on their pupils' mental health after arguing social media had damaged it. Meta and other companies choosing to settle rather than face court in a local case that could have global implications. At Ecclesfield, they count the cost of online addiction every day.
Mental health difficulties, relationship difficulties, but addiction, sleep deprivation, it takes a whole army of staff to support these young people.
And how much of the problems you are seeing do you believe are caused by social media?
Almost all of it. Almost all of it.
For Mariano, whose daughter Mia took her life after being targeted online, the settlement is at least a beginning.
It's a good moment. They start to show how their business model, that is quite harmful and is addictive by design, start to cracks.
None of the companies in the Kentucky case accepted culpability, but Meta said, "We've resolved this case amicably and remain focused on our long-standing work to build protections like teen accounts that help teens stay safe online." But it's just weeks after Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, alongside YouTube, was ordered to pay a young woman $6 million in an LA court after being found to be deliberately designing addictive products. Perhaps it's no surprise that school districts in both New York and LA are suing for far bigger sums. The question is whether schools here in the UK could follow their lead. Experts warn that won't be an easy path.
Importantly, there are differences in the legal process. So in England, it is judges, not juries, who make awards of compensation. And that tends to mean that we see higher levels of award in the US than we would in the UK. While it's possible these claims could be made here, they would be by no means straightforward to bring or to win.
Instead, the UK government is currently weighing up whether to follow the lead of Australia and France in banning younger children from social media. But the tech giants, who went after our likes, are increasingly braced for more legislation and litigation. Rachel Younger, ITV News.
2 more people have died after getting into difficulty in open water during the heatwave. A 19-year-old man who was rescued from Bulletin Lake in Nottinghamshire on Thursday has died in hospital, and a 15-year-old girl who was airlifted from Formby Beach on Merseyside last weekend has also died. Her family described Chiedza Nansia as a bubbly person who'd planned to train as a nurse. The former Marks and Spencer boss Mark Boland has been hired by the government to get more young people into work. The Department for Work and Pensions has asked him to meet with business leaders with the aim of creating more opportunities for young people. And the Oscar-winning film editor Marcia Lucas has died. The former wife of Star Wars creator George Lucas is credited by many, including him, with having a pivotal role in the original film's success. She was 80 years old. And finally tonight, incredible scenes of joy and relief in Laos as 4 people who'd been trapped in a flooded cave for 10 days were finally freed. Time was running out for the men and the rescue mission was dangerous. No wonder then that they emerged to a chorus of cheers and cries, as Ellie Pitt reports.
This is the sound of relief at a reunion that barely seemed possible. The men covered in mud have been trapped underground for 10 days. 5 of the 7 villagers have now escaped the underground labyrinth. This is how they were found on Wednesday, huddled together in the darkness, cut off from the outside world after the cave tunnels were deluged by rain. It was then an agonizing few more days before they would leave. Their route out was through gaps in the stone barely 50 centimetres wide and almost completely submerged in water. Help came in the form of expert divers whose previous missions include the rescue of the Thai teenagers in 2018. These men went looking for gold and found danger. More than a week later, though, they have at last walked free from the flooded cave. Ellie Pitt, ITV News.
And that's all for tonight. The national and local weather forecasts are next. From everyone here on the Weekend News team, thank you for watching. Sleep well. Good night.